Hello, we are so glad you're joining us today as we explore the real Alcazar in Seville. With more than 1,000 years of history, this palace is one of the most beautiful in all of Spain. Thank you so much for watching.
Hello friends, welcome to Mrs. Carnes and me. We're a part-time travel couple from Southeast Missouri and we're exploring country number 36, Spain.
Beautiful morning in Seville. Here we go for a crazy day of exploring. More exploring. First, I'd just like to take note of the square tree. And if I had to sit at the parade, I'd want to sit in those seats right there under the tree. Just saying. Can I get those reserved? Reserved for Holy Week? Yeah. I'm going to bet that that's probably a thing with that. People know. Look at these little entrances. I just love the tile and the wrought iron. Just beautiful. And this is a much calmer scene. Maybe not quieter, but calmer than we had yesterday. Because it's so early. They're working on the bell tower. Wow, I didn't even try to do that and I got it. Wow.
I didn't know it was 417 o'clock.
Wow. That was amazing. You can see the bell up there. That was cool.
I saw it.
Today we are visiting the real Alcazar of Seville. This royal fortress is the extraordinary product of a continual process of construction, destruction, and adaptation, resulting in a most spectacular complex. I reserved us tickets several weeks in advance online on the official Real Alcazar of Seville website. I was fortunate to be able to include a visit to the royal apartments on our ticket. We found out later that these always sell out months in advance, so if you want to see this part of the palace, be sure and book early. And you must get here early because look at this line. And I couldn't find a skip the line ticket. So this is the line, and we are all the way back here.
Yeah.
Because I booked the royal apartment ticket, we were taken to the front of the line. There is security at the front, so be sure to check to see what can and cannot be taken in. I don't know, maybe we can come back out and get an audio guide. We'll hope. I think we can. Well, I gotta save this life. I don't know how I do these things. It's really pretty. Gotta get it while it's a little bit empty. Look at the stairs. Okay, I think we go up.
So we're in the Real Alcazar. This was started being built in the 900s by the Moors, who came here and made this the Islamic citadel for the area. The next couple of generations worked on it. I think they finished it in the 14th century. And it's been here since then. It is a magnificent old building.
We're getting ready to go to the royal apartments. When we get back out, we'll talk about it. Let's go see what we're getting into. Yeah. Stairway up is beautiful. So what'd she say this was a...
Exhibition.
It's an exhibition of...
Tile arts.
Pottery. That's the Stations of the Cross. That's really cool. These tiles are just amazing. I knew they were famous for all this stuff, but I guess I didn't realize what it was. They're beautiful. And you know I like a good dish. I'm all about the dishes. What?
That's what I feel like sometimes after I have a big meal of chow.
That's funny. Vases, It's fine.
So we just finished up a tour of the family living quarters of the royal family of Spain that are here in Seville at the Real Alcazar. That was a very cool experience. You have to leave your phone and everything in a locker.
Yeah.
So they walked us through. It was a pretty fast-paced tour. There's 9 people in the group.
You get an audio guide.
Get an audio guide that tells you about everything. I don't do much of our pre-planning for these trips. I give full credit to Mrs. Carnes for all the cool places that we go and see. We saw some really cool things inside of that. Now here's the challenge if you want to come to Seville, which we would highly encourage.
Oh yeah.
And look at the Alcazar, is that you have to buy these tickets online and you have to buy them ahead of time, and they are very tight windows. So our ticket was at 10 o'clock. The gates open at 9:30. And as soon as the gates open, a worker found us, shuttled us inside, got us upstairs. They actually start like between 5 and 10 minutes early. So make sure that you're where you need to be on time. Give yourself plenty of time. Mrs. Carnes is not the one that's normally, we gotta hurry and get there, we gotta hurry and get there. That's me. But this morning, she was the one who says, we can't be late, we can't be late, we can't be late, we can't be late. And Mr. Carnes is just sort of strolling along. But if we got there in plenty of time, bring a €1 coin with you. If the nice lady who ran the tour, we didn't have I had a €2 coin, and she gave us a €1 coin because that's what you use to secure your locker with. Give you a little key, you lock the key, put it in your pocket. At the end of the tour, you go open your stuff back up. So that was a cool tour. Favorite thing you saw inside was what?
The ceilings were unbelievable, I thought, and the chandeliers. I mean, they were just crazy. The clocks were amazing. I don't know. There was a lot of things I liked.
So it's through
the royal apartments.
So the architecture inside of this place is very indicative of what you will see in different places in Spain. I think specifically southern Spain.
Yeah.
The Mucadine, I think is how they pronounced it. Those are the Moors who came here and settled this area from northern Africa. And it has a ton of stuff inside of it that looks like it came from a Muslim country. And the tile work and the designs, you can tell, look like, I think, what we're going to see a few days from now when we go to Morocco. But then it had all of these sort of European influences to it. The chandeliers, the ceiling work, the furniture.
It was Elizabethan, a lot of it.
Victorian and Elizabethan furniture. The ceiling in the last room we walked through was finished in 1565.
It was amazing.
So just let that sort of roll through. And it is this dark walnut wood that is intricately, if someone made that today, we would consider them to be an artisan and a craftsman. That The ceilings and the walls in this place have been here for 600 and 700 and 800 years, and they look fantastic.
Oh, they're pristine.
I'm sure there's been some restoration that's been done to this place, but we haven't really even toured the grounds. We've really just went up to
It's amazing.
for the royal family's living quarters, and they do stay here when they're in Seville. Highly recommend taking that tour for Mrs. Carnes and me.
This is the Maiden Courtyard.
This is where Mrs. Carnes would have hung out because she's a fair maiden. In the Maiden Courtyard.
It's just beautiful. Wow. This is the door.
It's about 25 foot tall.
Archways. Every little piece of everything is decorated. It's just nuts. Up there is another room we were in. See the chandelier? We were up in that room too. We went all the way around the top of this because you could look down into this courtyard and see it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so cool. Pretty. See there, isn't that pretty? All the oranges and everything. You may get an orange on the head if he doesn't watch out. Yeah.
September 7th,
1091.
1091. That's a long time ago.
And here you are, looking at it. I don't know where this goes. This is that underground part we were seeing. I think this was where the wine was stored.
So I'm just trying to do the math in my head. How many bottles of wine I can store down here?
A lot. It goes on and on. Look how far deep it is. On and on and on. You could put a lot of wine down here. I think that's what this is.
I don't know. It's probably like the sewer system.
Oh, I don't think so. This is where the king had to sleep when the queen was mad at him. Yeah, who's always in charge, do you think?
The real Alcazar was also used in the filming of Lawrence of Arabia and, more recently, in the 5th season of the Game of Thrones.
So this is the Hall of Ambassadors. Look at that ceiling. Big dome. And it's spectacular.
The real Alcazar of Seville has been home to the kings of Castile and Spain and has been a political hub for the city. The Alcazar is marked by the merging of different cultural influences, including Islamic, Christian, and Jewish. It's easy to imagine the lavish lifestyles of the royal families who have occupied this truly remarkable palace. Even now, the royal family of Spain uses the royal apartments while they are in Seville. It's easy to see why the real Alcazar is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and I am so very glad that we got to see it.
So thank you for tagging along with us on this journey through the Real Alcazar. It is a beautiful place. I think we've shown you every crook and cranny. And as the echoes of the bells ring on one side and the two school kids groups on the other side, thanks for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this part of Mrs. Carnes and me. We are truly living the good life, and we hope that you are too. Until we meet again, salud.